we're at Mitchell, Indiana, visiting with Poodle Cooper, Pauline Cooper.
Yeah.
Where did you get your name Poodle?
Well, that Hobart, your grandpa.
What did he do?
That's all he could call me.
That's all.
He couldn't call me Pauline, so he called me Poodle.
And it stuck, huh?
It stuck. Still sticks.
Still
Some
sticks.
of them. Yeah.
He was my grandpa, and you're his sister, right?
Yes, sir.
And you are how old today? Well, going to be July 1st, how old?
88.
88 years young.
That's right.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. It's been a long journey.
Has it? But it's been a good one.
Yes, it has.
I know
It's
it has for
been a
you.
journey. Yeah.
Well,
Hello, Paul.
okay.
And Jean, how are you today?
They're going to be married 50 years, the end of April, last day of April,
50 years.
one day before Dad's birthday.
Congratulations, Paul. I look forward to that day, but I didn't make it.
It's,
I always thought that'd be so nice. 48 years, and then that was it.
Well, you came real close, didn't you?
Yeah.
You sure did.
Yeah.
And you had a good life while
We
you was
had a
there.
good life.
Have a beautiful place
Sure
out there.
did have a good life. A good husband. He was good.
48 years. That's a long
Yeah.
time, too.
Yeah.
I bet you had a lot changed in those 48 years.
Yeah, that's right. But so much more's changed.
I know it has.
Oh, so much more's changed since then.
What advice would you give to kids today?
Oh, mercy.
A lot, I mean, so much has changed. Is there anything that really stands out more than anything else? Or even a couple things, or even 10 probably.
Oh, I don't know, I tell you.
Or we could hold that question and come back to it maybe and think.
Well, you just think now yourself about kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's, they've got everything they ask for.
Mm-hmm.
The parent sees that they have everything they ask for, and what good does it do?
It's dangerous, isn't it?
It's dangerous.
It's really dangerous.
Yeah.
It does not do them any good.
No, I don't. And a nickel or a quarter don't mean a thing to them. Do you know what? At Christmas, I always give all of them, the little fellers, $1 apiece. That's all I can afford.
Mm-hmm.
And this year, there's 2 thank me. So next year, if I'm a living, I'm not going to give none of them any. I'll just be that much ahead.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if kids don't appreciate it.
Right.
Now, I know it wasn't much, but it was a little something.
That's right. That's right.
And,
And that thank you.
it was from my heart.
That's right.
And if kids don't appreciate nothing, no. I don't care. You could give them a $10 bill, they probably wouldn't appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Some of them don't.
No.
Some of them don't.
No.
I bet 50 years ago, since we're doing a 50-year anniversary celebration, 50 years ago, what could you buy for a nickel or a dollar?
Well, you could buy more than you buy now.
Yeah.
You could buy some bread that was 50 each. You can't buy bread 50 each anymore.
For any price, can you?
No.
You can make
No.
bread better than you can buy.
I can't.
I bet you can.
I've done learned.
I bet you can.
Yeah.
How much would an ice cream cone have cost?
Oh,
back
a
then?
nickel.
A nickel?
Oh, yeah.
For a lot.
Yeah. It's
I
a
mean-
big fat ice cream cone.
Yeah. What about a candy bar?
Imagine a nickel.
I remember nickel candy
Yeah.
bars, and they were
Oh,
bigger
yeah.
than they are now.
Oh, yeah.
They were bigger than they are now.
Yeah.
Soda pop, same thing.
Yeah.
Nickel?
Nickel?
For a big bottle.
Yeah.
A big bottle.
That's right.
Did you go to the movie much? Did they have movie theaters here in Mitchell?
Yeah,
When you,
they did, and I went.
how much was
I
that?
went 35 cents and a quarter, and
Mhm.
35 cents sometimes. Bing Crosby, I always like to go anytime he's on there. I got to go. And Sonia Haney, I like to see her skate.
Oh, okay.
And now them's just about the ones I went to.
Uh-huh. You didn't go to the westerns or?
No, I don't like Western. No.
Bing Crosby's a good singer.
Oh, yeah, it's a good singer.
Did you buy popcorn there?
I didn't, but they had it.
I
Well, I couldn't
I bet it was
afford
about
popcorn.
it. Did good to go to the movie, right?
That's right. Yeah.
What'd you do to earn money back then? How did you get your money as a child?
Well, when I was between 10 and 12, I worked at Carl's. They had a big store, and I worked upstairs, helped clean
At
on
that
Saturdays.
age? Oh my.
And then there's a lady lived across from us that had rheumatism awful bad, and I'd go over there every day and help her.
Mm-hmm.
And she'd give me a little money, $3 a week.
Well, that's a lot, wasn't it?
Well, sure, it was a lot.
Oh, my
I went
goodness.
to town that first time, bought me a pair of slippers, and
Uh-huh.
the first pair of hose I ever owned.
Is that right? All for $3.
Yes, ma'am.
That's great.
What could you buy now for $3? Could you buy a pair of hose?
Can't even hardly buy a pair of hose, no. And they certainly don't last.
No.
No, you sure couldn't. I bet even a dress you probably could have bought for that price.
Yeah, probably could have.
Except you probably made your
$2.98.
$2.98 for a dress.
Yeah. But now, what would they cost? Could you buy one?
Well, you can't even buy a yard of material for that now
No.
to make them.
I looked at in a sale bill I got the other day. I always look for dresses,
Mm-hmm.
skirts especially, and there wasn't thing there on the old breeches.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I don't wear them things.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people does. That's their business, but I just never did.
Oh, have you been to Walmart?
That's where it come from.
Oh, it is? Oh, I got this at Walmart. I really like it.
Well, that's where that sale bill
Yeah.
come from.
Huh.
Wherever it's at.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
And there was not a skirt in there. There's all shorts and
Well,
slacks. Shorts mostly. Of course, there's advertising or summer stuff.
mm-hmm.
Sissy watches out for me for skirts and things like that.
Of course, this is March 2nd, right? March the 2nd, 1996.
Yeah, that's
Snowing
right.
outside and they're selling shorts.
Yeah. And probably if we was around, we'd see some people with shorts.
I saw some with shorts last week. And jackets, shorts and jackets.
And the jackets was long as the
Yeah,
shorts.
that's right. That's right.
Oh.
What'd you do for fun on weekends when you were younger?
Well, we played
What kind of games?
hide and seek or jump the rope.
Did you ever play kick the can?
And why no?
We used to play
Didn't
kick
know
the
how
can.
We didn't know nothing about that then.
It's like hide and seek in a way.
Yeah. Well, me and Deanie then, when we got bigger, we'd fix our lunch after Sunday school and go down at Rock Lake. There's a cave down there. And we'd play, just sit down there and play in the evenings.
It's really a lot more fun than the kids have to do now. It is. I
Why,
mean,
sure.
it is. That's what I used to do
Well,
too.
we didn't know what a TV was. Of course, there wasn't TVs then.
Wasn't a TV then?
Oh, no.
Not even a dream, huh?
No, never thought about it.
Stereos?
No.
VCRs? No
We had
VCRs?
Victrolas. But,
That you wound up?
yeah,
Yep, I've seen them.
well, go ahead now.
Okay.
I'm running out.
Okay.
Paul, I wish I was up there with you.
Well, I can tell you he
No,
does too.
I can't do it.
No, that's why we're doing the videoing, is for the people that the trip would be too hard, and it would. It's a
Yeah.
long trip. It's a whole day each way. And if Mom and Dad tell the truth, it'd probably be pretty hard on them to make it as
sure.
much as they are. They're doing real well to make it once a year.
Yeah.
Well, I bet back when you were younger, your parents had rules.
You know they did.
What kind of rules did they have?
Well, we went to bed at a certain time.
Midnight?
And we didn't go, well, no, we didn't go to bed at midnight.
What
We
time?
went to bed early.
About dark, right?
That's right. And we played out in the yard. We didn't go all over the neighborhood to play.
Right, yes.
But the kids all come there. We had a crowd there all the time playing. But we just jumped the rope and played hide and seek and such as that.
So what's a special memory from your childhood? Any age?
Oh,
Young, teen, if you want to pull out different memories from different ages, that's okay. Just
I
what's,
don't.
nothing stands out. Well, the plank,
No,
I think
just-
that's important because that's,
Well, it's,
That was your
yeah,
life
but
then?
you got me surprised.
well, I'm sorry.
I can't think of stuff like that.
Well, that's okay because I think what you're saying is what you remember.
Yeah.
That was what meant something to you.
Sure it is, and we'd go down that Cave Spring or, Rock Creek on Sundays. That was what we looked forward to.
Now, did you walk
Me
down
and
there?
Denny,
Was it
yeah.
close to where you
No.
live? No.
Down by the quarry.
How far was that?
Probably a mile.
You
Good
would
mile.
walk a mile or more?
Well, sure.
Why, kids now won't hardly walk down the block, will they?
No, they won't. They won't walk from here.
Gotta borrow the car.
From here down to the bank, and it's just at the end of the
Mhm.
block.
Mhm.
They won't.
Mhm.
Then it's a working here.
Mhm.
They drive the car
Drive
down
the
there.
car. Did your
Yeah.
mom and dad have a car when you were growing up?
No, they got a car though. We was big kids, and Dad take us, him and Mom, on Sunday evenings. We'd always go for a ride, and never forget going to board the river. Oh, there's a bad hill. We come back, and we'd just have awful time getting up that hill.
Mhm.
But we'd make it. It's an old Model T.
A Model T. How many people would that seat?
Well, there's just me and Deanie, and Hobart never went, I don't think, with us any. He might have. And Mom and Dad. But it had seats clear across. It wasn't partitioned off
Oh.
like there are now.
Mhm. Mhm.
So it just seated 3 or 4, whatever you want to put in there. You know,
Mhm.
they used to
Mhm.
crowd in, but you can't do that anymore.
I had a question, and while you were talking, I forgot what it was. It was something. I was going to ask you how you got to school.
Walked
How far was that? Which school did you go to?
Caseyville till it burned.
Okay.
And
What
then
kind
they
of a walk
sent,
was that?
oh, half a mile probably. Wasn't very far.
Oh, you were close then.
Yeah.
How far would you think some kids had to walk to school? That lived farther away, maybe.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think they walked. Them that lived very far, somebody brought them. I know a lot of times Lloyd Sanders was the teacher, principal down there, and he drove a horse and buggy, and he'd stop to pick us up and take us a lot of times.
I bet you were excited to see him
Well,
coming,
sure.
weren't you?
Yeah.
You went even if it had to rain hard, huh?
Oh, well, sure we did. Ice, I'll never forget
Oh.
that ice. It'd just be clear. The roads would.
Mm-hmm.
But that horse and buggy, they took us.
Are they easier on ice than cars?
I don't know.
I just wonder.
They
I don't
took
know
us
either.
anyway. We'd go. I know one time it snowed. The snow was up to our windows at the home. And Lehigh come over and brought some kind of something and cleaned us a path out so we could get out. And we went to school.
No excuses for not being there.
Listen, we'd, of a night, we'd go down on the hill there by school, take us a lantern, and go down there and sleigh ride.
Really?
Oh, there'd be a whole bunch of us, and we'd have the best time. Hobart always went, me and Deanie, and there's a lot of kids went.
How many brothers and sisters you have?
I had 3 brothers and 3 sisters.
And who are they?
Hobart, Solon, and Odell. Oh, 4 brothers. Hobart, Solon, and Odell, and Flip. And Deanie and Alberta and myself.
That's a pretty good sized family.
2 dead.
Pretty good sized family.
Yeah.
But that was probably a normal sized family at that time, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess so. A lot of there's big families in it.
know, my impression of people more in your age bracket versus now, I get the impression you were happier then than kids are
I
now.
think we were.
Why do you think that would be?
I don't know. We didn't have this big monster sitting to look at.
She's pointing to the TV, and I agree with her.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is.
I know it. Yes, it is.
I really think
Yes.
that's the ruination of all of us, is that TV.
Mhm.
And I know it's got a button on it, you shut it off. And I do.
Mhm.
I don't watch stuff that, I watch the ball games and the news and the Wheel of Fortune.
And who's your favorite team?
IU.
Could it be?
Yeah. Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, you have a lot of IU things around.
Yeah.
A lot.
I got the IU clock for Christmas.
I see that.
I'd never seen one of them before.
I haven't either. I haven't seen the train like that either that you have.
Well, Jack and Joanne got that.
That's cute. Well, as far as when you and Earl first started going together, do you remember those
Mhm.
days?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of dates did you have? Where did you go?
Well, I met him, we had a double date that night. And I was with another boy and he's with another girl.
Oh, oops.
And, but after that night, it was him.
Really?
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be him.
Really?
Yes, I did. You know, Holbert went to school with him. And Holbert had talked some about him, mentioned his name. And I don't know why, but that just name stuck with me. Ain't that silly?
No, I know that. I know exactly how that works.
Well, that's
I sure
really, it really did.
Mhm.
And I know he had that little Model T and he'd come down through there whistling, singing. He's always whistling, singing. We just ride around. We never went. Or we'd go skating sometimes.
Roller skating.
Hmm.
Where did you go roller skating?
Oh, sometimes at New Old Benny and sometimes at up here at Mitchell. We had a skating rink.
Did you?
Hmm.
New Albany would be a long way in a Model T,
Well, we
wouldn't it?
went one time.
My goodness.
Yeah, we was coming back. I never will forget. This dog come out in front of us. So we was coming up a hill, and that dog come down through there, and oh, we almost had a wreck
Oh, really?
to keep from hitting that dog. I never will forget that.
A little
Silly
s-
little things like that, you know.
Well, those aren't silly though.
Well,
Do you have any idea what a date back then would have cost?
it didn't cost
Or
us
did-
nothing.
That's the whole idea. It didn't, did it?
No.
Didn't- a little gas and-
That's all.
I have no idea what gasoline was at that time.
I don't know either, because, well, I just didn't buy gas, so I
Right.
don't know.
I can remember even as a high school student buying gas 3 gallons for $1. I can remember that.
Well, that's probably about right, too.
So. Well, how many children have you had, Poodle? 4. And who are they?
Jean, Sissy, Winky, and Jackie,
Is Sissy really her name?
Barbara Ann. But everybody knows her for Sissy. They don't even know her name.
Well, Winky probably isn't her name either.
No, Dolores.
Dolores.
Yeah. Dolores Candace. She's married after Earl's mother.
Oh, okay.
And Candy's named after her.
Really?
Mhm.
Ronnie has candy.
Well,
You raised your kids out on your farm?
yes, right down there at Rabbitville.
Tell me about your farm. How'd you keep your milk cold?
We'd take it to the cave and put it in the spring.
And for those that don't know, spring is cold water that runs out of the
Yes,
ground.
it is. It sure
Real
was cold. Yes.
Was it right out your back door? So it was
No,
easy?
it's down the hill. We had to go down a hill and climb a hill to
Where-
get back
Where'd you get your water to drink?
down the cave.
Where'd you get your water to wash your clothes?
Down the cave, I'd take 2 buckets at a time.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Since that water is so cold and it acts as a refrigerator, that was pretty cold washing your clothes, wasn't it?
Yes, we had to heat it.
You have to bring it back up the hill to heat it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That took a lot of energy, didn't it?
Well, I was young then.
Well, that'll keep you in shape, too.
Yeah,
I would guess that everyone had to pitch in and help
they did.
to do that.
They did. They helped.
Which, again, is a difference in now and then. Families were closer because they
That's
did have
right.
to pull together.
Yeah.
They did have to do that. And I think that in itself makes a big difference. And I
Yeah,
think that might
I
be
do
part of
too.
the answer of why then everyone was so happy and
Yeah.
why now they're searching.
Yeah, we all sat at the table together.
Mm-hmm.
I know Paul and Donnie, but they used to just come to our house nearly every day.
Did they? They were close enough to do that?
Oh, I guess they rode the bicycles.
Okay. Okay.
And them and Jean, they had a ball.
Mm-hmm.
Go down that old quarry, and Donnie got his ankle broke or his arm broke, I forget which. But they'd get on grapevines down there, swing over
Mm-hmm.
Blue Hole,
Mm-hmm.
and
Did you worry about them?
no. We didn't know about Donnie till everything was over.
Oh, you didn't know what they were
They
doing?
sneaked him home.
Oh my!
Yeah.
You mean Dad?
Paul Dean
Dad
done it.
helped
Paul took him home on that bicycle.
you? Uh-oh, Dad.
Well, he did. I think Jean went along
Oh, with a broken arm.
with a broken arm.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, did anyone get in trouble when they found out?
I don't know if they ever found out or not.
Oh my.
I don't suppose Hobart and Bertha ever found out what happened. Really?
Oh, they didn't know how it got broken?
No.
Mmm. What else can you tell us about Dad that he probably doesn't want us to hear?
I don't know of anything else.
How much can we pay you? Oh,
No,
my.
they're good kids. They had a good time. They'd come down there. They liked to play cowboys
Uh-huh.
and Indians and all that stuff. Well, Sissy and Winky, they played too. But Jackie never would play with them.
Let's
He
see.
had a little truck or a little car. He'd get out under the tree and play there. And we had an old coal shed then and had coal in. And they'd hide their money in there, you know, where they'd built up people and
Uh-huh.
all that stuff.
So you mean they were the bad guy?
Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Oops.
Sure.
Another
Well, They
oops?
had a good time.
Yeah. Again, the differences then and today everything, like you said, is given to them.
That's right.
It
They got
basically,
everything to do with.
then they had to be creative in their minds.
Yeah.
And now the kids almost aren't allowed to be creative.
No.
It's
no.
all done for them. And here,
That's
push a
right.
button and whammy.
That's right. I really feel like that them computers is the ruination of things too.
Yes, I agree with you. Yes,
I really do.
yes,
And they're getting worse.
yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Credit cards is something else.
It's all part of the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It sure
Mhm.
is. It sure is.
I've never had one. I've had a lot of them, but I've burned them up.
I know, they just send them once you get
Yeah.
them trapped, don't they?
Mhm.
It's a
But
trap.
I'm not getting in them.
And for Travis, isn't it, Travis and Jeannie? It's a trap.
If I can't pay for what I buy, I'll just do that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And you know, that's another older thinking, which is healthier.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure.
you have to self-discipline yourself
That's
to do
right.
that, because you could fall into the same trap as everyone if you
Yeah.
wanted to, but you choose not to.
Well, you know, when we lived down there, we didn't have water, only going to Capes get it. And where my sink was, I had my table set catty cornered. Well, we had a big bench set behind that, and that's where the boys had sat when they'd all get down there. You know.
Mm-hmm.
We never knowed who was going to be in bed with the boys the next morning, if it'd be...
Oh, your boys?
Yeah, if it would be Kenny Elmore or Menlo Barnett or who it was going to be. There's always somebody there. Wayne, no, Joe Mundy,
Mm-hmm.
him and Jackie run around together a lot. But Jean liked Kenny and Menlo Barnett.
So they spent the night at your house a lot?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they went stitch. And the girls always had somebody there. Well, we like that better than going there or
Right.
letting ours go.
Right.
Because when they's home, we knew what they's doing.
I heard that when I was growing up too.
Yeah.
And that's true. And I did the same thing with my boys.
Yeah.
Yes. Have some kind of control at least, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you have any special family traditions that your family did? I know families, they don't do traditions much anymore like they used to, but I don't know if yours had any.
No, I don't remember any. After, we always had all of them down home when on holidays, the 4th of July especially, we raised our chickens, we raised our meat, we had our cows, had our milk and butter, and
That was good, wasn't it?
yes.
Oh my.
Well, it don't taste nothing
No.
like this stuff now.
No.
And Flip, his birthday was the 5th of July.
That's real close to yours.
Yeah, so they always come down, Deanie and all of them, and we'd have our get-togethers
Mhm.
then, on that day, because, well, both birthdays, you know.
Mhm. Mhm.
And we had our chickens. I'd fix 4 frying chickens. Oh boy, it's good.
Did you buy them at Kroger's?
No, we raised them.
Oh, you mean, how'd you get them from the cluck cluck to the table?
Well, Daddy killed them.
Did you have to pull the feathers out?
Sure, you pull the feathers out.
Can you imagine many people doing that today?
Well, no,
If they couldn't go down to Kroger?
that's right.
Anyway, go ahead. You fried 4 chickens, huh?
I fried 4 chickens. We had a lot of chickens. 4 chickens then was a lot of chicken
Mhm.
because we always killed roosters.
Mm-hmm.
And it's getting tired.
Is your arm okay?
Yeah, that's why I sit it down on the
Oh, it's going?
arm, yeah.
Okay.
Need to try.
Yeah. Didn't bring it, did you?
I don't know.
So do you have celebrations
Just for
on
that.
holidays? It's
Mhm.
4th of July, basically birthday celebration,
Yeah.
sounds like. Okay.
Well, now when Grandpa Cooper, he used to come over on Decoration Day. Used to be Decoration Day, it'd be pretty, and we'd have homemade ice cream
Mm-hmm.
and lemonade. Always had a big bunch of lemonade sitting out there on the
Mhm.
porch,
I bet it was fresh.
and it was.
Mm-hmm.
And so they's always there for that. But other than that, we didn't. We couldn't afford it. We didn't have no money.
Did you realize you didn't have money? I mean, wasn't everyone pretty much in the same shape?
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
so you're still happy anyway,
well, sure.
and that's
We
really
was
the whole
happy.
point. Is it doesn't take money to make happiness, does it?
Listen, I'll tell you one thing. We was so poor one time, we didn't know what we was going to do. But Daddy had been sick, and he could not work. WPA wouldn't let him work for them. And it is during summer months. Of course, he drove a school bus in the winter, but that couldn't take care of the summer all the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so Earl's dad and Mom sent us milk and butter and eggs, and Lester Sheets had flour, whole wheat flour,
Mhm.
ground up, and would bring that to us, and I made fried bread with it,
Mm-hmm.
and was good.
Yes.
We liked
yes.
it.
Yes.
But listen, we had it rough,
Yeah.
and me and Daddy go out and cut wood, go to the woods and cut wood. We cut our wood and we cut Grandpa Cooper's wood. That's all we could do, you know.
Did you cook with it as well as
Oh,
heat
yeah.
with it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
Well, sure, it was a lot of work, but I liked I love to cut wood.
Well, we'll have to come and get you. We're getting ready to cut some.
I'm not able no more. I
You can
can't do
supervise.
it. We cut wood. I'd get out there and split wood. I'll never forget. I come in from work one night and I went out to split my kindling for the next morning and broke my wedding ring in two.
Oh, no.
And that was the end of my wedding ring. I never had got another one. And my engagement ring was so thin, it was just about in two, so I took it off.
Yeah.
And then after I got saved, I didn't, they didn't interest me anymore. But I've always wanted a wedding band, but I never did get it.
Yeah.
So it just didn't interest me anymore. And I never had them fixed. He'd have got me another one if I'd have wanted it. But I didn't say nothing about it. I think it's the Lord done that. Broke that. Because there's some people in the church, it was bothering them because I wore them. And they told me about it. They're so glad when they see me without that wedding band on. And everybody wears a wedding band, I think. I don't see anything wrong with it.
I don't either. I think some people get their eyes on the wrong thing.
That's right, I do too.
But getting your eyes on the right thing, what does Jesus mean to you?
Oh, he means everything. He means everything.
That's where he wants to be.
I couldn't do anything without him. When I lost Daddy, I didn't think I could ever make it. And then when I lost Jean, oh mercy, that's part of your heart gone.
That's right. I know.
It was something.
Something had to fill that void, didn't
Oh
it?
mercy. And I know it was the Lord. He had to. I could never made it.
You just heal that heart, can't he?
Yes, sir. He sure can, and he did.
Yes.
And then, as honest as I'm sitting here, he's the one put me up here in this house, in this apartment. Because when I fell through that porch, he told me then. And I called and they got me an apartment up here. And I backed out on it. And then when I had that round with my heart last summer, that done it. The doctor said, I don't want you doing nothing. So I went out on the porch and I looked and my flower beds was full of weeds and I couldn't take it. And I said, well, Lord, this is it. I'm going to move. And I went down, so I called Winky. And I said, Winky, I want to move. She said, what? I said, I want to move right now. She said, well, Mom, do you mean it? I said, yes, I mean it. She said, well, I'll see what I can do. Well, that night she seen Dee and talked to Dee, and Dee said, well, that's odd. Said, I'll have an apartment ready the first of the month.
Didn't seem odd to you at all, did it?
No, no. So they got it ready before the first of the month.
Yeah.
I moved in the 27th. And I know that the Lord done that.
Yeah.
Because I never looked back. When they come and got me, my little dog, was laying up on his bed. I never looked back, never looked at him or nothing. I don't know what I'd done if I had. I just got Jackie come and got me. But I got in the car and I come right on, and I've never been back. Don't intend to go back. I don't think I'll go back. They've got the house tore down now. It's not moved out, but it is tore down. But I know that the Lord's been with me all this time. Because I couldn't have been so satisfied.
Right.
And I'm just so satisfied. I'm completely satisfied.
It's that peace that passeth all understanding.
Yes, that's a
That
fact.
no one can understand how you can have the
That's
peace
right.
that's there. He doesn't.
And
I know.
Jackie, he worried about me. They come down here 2 and 3 times a week, check 'em.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd call Sissy, and they'd call Winky, and Winky said, she's happy. Said she's satisfied. And they was afraid they wasn't. They just afraid of putting on an act. But I wasn't. No, I wasn't putting on an act.
Well, God's been good to you, I'd
Oh,
say.
he sure has been good to me. Yes.
He makes the difference.
Yes, he does.
Well, Poodle, thank you for giving us this part of your life and this time for Mom and Dad and for me.
Well,
I
I
really
just wish
appreciate
I could be down there too. I love Paul.
Well, he loves you too.
And I love Jean. Of course, I know Paul better than I do
Yeah,
Jean.
yeah.
But I love Jean too.
Yeah. Well, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, Paul Dean.
50
And
years
Jean.
ago.
Yes.
Thank you, Poodle.
Okay.
Now,
Start over.
I don't like to do this. I'm nervous.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Today's Sunday, March 3rd, 1996, and we are at the home of Solon and Edith Childers. And
My great.
Solon is my great uncle, and he's my grandfather's brother. So, here's to you guys. To you.
Now, what do you want me to say?
Hi.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Poor
Not
old
as easy
Ray.
as you thought. Actually, we're here to honor Mom and Dad with their 50th anniversary. 50 years ago, April 30th, they committed their lives to each other. And I think that's worthy of being honored. And I know that you two played a real special part in their lives, and I want you to be a part of this celebration even though you can't be there. We're going to take you on video. So, what can you tell me about that time?
Well, I don't know
Did you
anything.
get put on tape?
Well, let me see. Let me stop and think. I don't know where to start. Run at the bottom.
Let's start at the bottom, sure.
Okay, I haven't known Gene, but I've known Paul Childers since he was a little bitty stinker. I want to get that on there so Paul hears. And while he was little, it was like a show all the time. Every time you turned around and looked out your door, here come Paul and Donnie up the street playing their mandolin and their guitar. And I watched him grow up. He did too.
Hell, he never did grow up.
Whoa, I said we're on tape. Well, we can put on tape. We're taping this. No, go ahead.
Almost about have this. Well, let's see now.
So how old were they? How old were they playing? How old were they when they were playing?
I imagine, let's see,
I didn't know when he started.
little teeny Donnie wasn't, I don't exactly know, but there's real little one.
Oh, it was a long time ago.
How
How the hell do you expect anybody to remember 75 years?
Has it been 75 years?
77. I was 77.
Congratulations.
I made it that long. Who would
Dad-
have thought it?
Dad just turned 70, May 1st.
He did?
Or he's going to be 71 this May 1st.
Well,
He'll be
I
71.
didn't know he's that old. I didn't know he's
Still playing music, of course.
that old.
Yeah,
Still playing music.
Yeah, yeah.
till the day he can't handle them, and since I fell, I can't either.
Oh, really?
I remember one special thing, Paul and I sang on the radio together.
Did you?
We certainly did. E.F.L. Mitchell.
E.F.L. Mitchell.
Yeah, and it was in Gervis Hopkins's house. And Paul hollered for
He
me.
had a station in there,
At his radio
next
station.
door to us.
Oh, really?
I went over there and me and Paul sang on the radio. Now let's see what. And I went out one time to help Paul and Jean with peaches, and I run out the door and my feet flew out from under me like I hurt my foot. And Paul said, "Well, I'm going to call the insurance man." I said, "No, Paul, don't do that." "Yes, I am," because said you might get hurt. That might hurt you real bad. But it didn't. They come out here and talk to me. It didn't hurt me. Now what else can I tell him?
Oh, don't tell too much on him, hell, he's had enough trouble getting this far.
Bless his heart.
Don't tell too much on him.
Now, I didn't know Jean very well until her and Paul, I had never met her until her and Paul got married. But he brought her out for us to meet, didn't he?
Yeah, she's dandy. She's a good girl.
Yes, she is.
Honey, yeah.
Hey, she had some fine parents too.
Yes, yes.
They were fine people.
What else can I tell him? Don't worry about that, right? You'll see Dad rolling back. He gets it under his.
I get some out of that damn thing.
I think we're talking about the rug here.
Yeah.
No, I can't help me.
So how old were they when you taught them? Did you teach Dad to play the guitar, or did?
Oh, yeah, he was always running. And Edith, show me this, show me that.
Show me this cord. Yeah.
Was he in school? Was he
Oh,
that
yeah,
old?
they were young.
I didn't know Don played.
He might played the mandolin.
Oh, I
He's
didn't know
not
that.
like Paul.
I called him the Cavaliers.
It didn't last long.
When he come up through adjudication. Let's see now, what else can I tell?
Don't talk too much on him.
I can't tell. Oh, Paul used to go over to his mamma's to borrow vinegar. How'd he say it?
He did. They lived right across the street from us.
We all lived in
He
it.
came over one day and he said, "Mama," he's a little guy, said, "Mommy wants some vinegar."
Benjiger.
Yeah. We didn't know.
They like their
So I had to
flowers.
go over and see what he wanted vinegar.
But Paul was always a good child, and so was Donnie. I don't know what else to tell you. If I was just sitting here talking to somebody, it'd be terrible what I could think. But I can't think of a darn thing now.
Well, what can you tell me about the family history? Their mom and dad, your mom and dad? Do you,
Well, they were very, very musical inclined, weren't they?
Oh yeah,
the whole Childers family?
Yes, yes.
yeah.
That's where the music's coming from then?
I
Because
guess
we have a
still
lot of
on,
it in
but
the
I could
family.
skin him. She
Do
had
what?
one of the, I said, that's still on, but I could skin him. She had one of those, what is she called?
some kind of a harp. What? That you lay here.
And I
Auto
wanted,
harp?
no, and he wouldn't let me go get it.
I
He
forgot
said,
what
"You
they
might."
called them. I forgot what they called them. Had a lot of strings on it.
And she,
And you
and
laid it
she
on
could
your
play
lap
the
and
guitar,
played
and
it.
Grandpa could too.
Well, an auto harp is like that.
I think that's what they call it, maybe.
You can also hold them up and play them,
Yeah,
or you can lay them down and play them.
yeah.
Yeah, she laid her on her lap and played. And there was a lot of people come to their house.
Oh,
so
they
could
people
hear
come
them sing.
from
Lafayette.
Lafayette, come down there and stay over the weekend and play
Everybody
music and
sing.
sing and carry on.
This is with your mother?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't,
Yeah.
oh, that's interesting.
And she got
Nephritis.
kidney disease and had to get killed.
Nephritis, wasn't it?
Huh?
Nephritis, wasn't it?
The kidneys,
Well, ain't
kidney
that-
poison. I don't know, kidney
I
poison,
think it is.
whatever you want to call it.
Did your dad play too?
Huh?
Did your dad play too?
Oh yeah.
What did he
Yeah.
play?
Guitar.
Really? I didn't know that.
You didn't?
No, I didn't know.
Well, let's see what else I can tell you.
I knew Danny played good piano. I knew you
Yeah.
played piano. Do you play anything?
He used to play tenor guitar,
And
but he
television.
quit.
Radio.
Yeah.
And let's see.
No, I don't even turn the radio on in my vehicle.
Really?
They get you in trouble, get me in trouble. If I'm in that vehicle by myself and get some good music like I like, not this damn stuff you hear now,
Mm-hmm.
but some good music, first thing you know, I'm around 100 miles an hour.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fancy
So I
wood.
don't turn it on, I leave it
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
When
I
I'm
know.
parked, I might listen to the news or something, but
You just kind of get into it, huh?
I forget what's going on,
Yeah.
listen to that music.
Your great-grandfather was a checker player, too.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I understand
my
that
goodness.
is too.
He whipped everybody. That's all Kenny remembers about him. He was little.
Now, is this Fred we're talking about?
Fred Childers or
Okay.
something. And he asked Grandpa, if he could play a game of checkers with him. Of course, I tickled Grandpa. He's getting up in years then. Yes. Kenny said, I know he let me win, because I won. But it was every day, not what you'd call hunting to entertain you now. It was all at home. All at home.
That's some of the things I'd like to talk about too, is what did you do? Let's talk 50 years ago, since that's the theme for right now. For instance, how much was a Coke 50 years ago? Do you remember?
Hey,
You didn't buy
Sing it,
Coke?
you know, this Pepsi Cola hits us about 12 full ounces. That's a lot, twice as much for a nickel too. Pepsi Cola's the drink for you.
That tells it, doesn't it?
Yeah. So that told you.
Do you have any other commercials we'd like to hear?
Yeah, that Pepsi Cola, a nickel.
What about a candy bar?
Hey, boy, you get candy bars.
For a penny.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I
really?
used to go to the store and buy a loaf of bread for a penny.
A penny?
Day old
Yeah.
bread.
Now you
they
go
sell
pay.
it to you for $1.50. Just,
Yeah. But it's
yeah,
I can remember back, you had penny pencils. You didn't have good pencils like you have now. If you had a penny to buy a pencil, my goodness, you guard that pencil with your life.
oh, and the lead was so hard in that
You couldn't
pencil.
write
And your
hardly.
paper was thin. You had to watch. You'd tear your paper
Oh,
with this.
you know, I kind of remember
Yeah.
the transition of the pencils. I forgot all about that, but I do kind of
Yep.
remember that. When they went to the number 2s.
Yeah.
Number
Yeah,
2
that's
pencils,
right.
2 lead. What about movies? Did you have
Well,
movie
you could
theaters?
go to the theater and take half of the town for a quarter.
Take half the town for a quarter?
Yeah, it just
It
cost
had
a
family nights.
Oh,
family night,
really?
they called it, and every kid in that
If
part of the
somebody
country went
somebody
with
had
you.
the quarter to go,
Yeah.
the neighbor kids would go with them.
Then suddenly you're all related, huh?
Sure, yeah, sir, yeah.
Well, did you get popcorn in there, or was that
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
too much to buy?
But you didn't have
You
no
didn't
way.
have the money to buy it.
Really?
You could go to the movie for a dime for yourself. See, like me.
And they've had, there you go.
Glad that happened.
They had,
Like a challenge.
they had people, radio stars and
Yeah, I met all of them.
they came up there.
You
and-
mean live?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
really?
played up
On
there at that
stage.
theater, yeah.
For a dime?
15
I'll
maybe.
never forget this. It stayed in my mind so
Clayton
strong.
McMitchin played up there a lot of times.
Gene Autry and somebody else was up there.
They came live?
Yeah.
To Mitchell?
And
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Mom
impressed.
sent for me. I didn't get to sit, but there was no room, so I sat away from her. He come in there and put his arm on my shoulder like that.
Gene
Said he
Autry did?
Yeah.
Oh,
Said your
wow.
mother's waiting for you. I thought, said, oh, good Lord, I'll get you. He started laughing. He said, she's waiting on you.
Oh, that's
But I remember
neat.
that so vivid because nothing ever happened.
Did you ever get autographs and things like that?
No, I never thought of it. It's just,
Too scared?
Oh, you didn't make autographs then.
not really.
No,
Really?
nobody, no.
Now.
Well, was it a big deal when a star came to town? I mean, was
Oh, yeah.
that was
They had-
exciting, like as it would be now if people came?
No.
No?
No. It was just, they came all the time. They came all the time.
Really?
This
Sure.
was-
Why did they come to Mitchell? I mean, how did they find Mitchell?
That's it. Yes, they did.
This woman had owned everything. She owned Mitchell.
The Moores had the
The
theater.
Moores, they had the
And-
bank and everything.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Uh-huh. At one time, Mitchell had 5 theaters.
Oh my.
Yeah, I'll never forget one of them they built. I thought that was so funny. I've been in this where you went down to get your seat. But I swear to goodness, they was building it, and it looked, they didn't have nothing on top, just this slanting down like that. And I thought, my goodness, if you get started down that, you wouldn't stop. But they had a lot of theaters, and they had roller rinks, skating rinks, and everything.
Now I am surprised. They didn't have that much when I grew up there.
No,
Huh. They had one theater and it was a quarter.
Yeah.
And they closed it.
Yeah.
And I remember we could use a payphone for a dime. This is horrible. And but we could make a penny fit in it and work.
Oh,
Down on the corner by the theater.
yeah.
We just went through town a while ago, and I told Dad, I said, Dad, look what they've done to Mitchell. There isn't any. You know, Mitchell was way back there. They shouldn't have ever done that. Underneath that blacktop at Mitchell is brick. It was brick streets.
Oh, is it?
and they covered it with this blacktop instead of leaving it old like it was.
Uh-huh.
Right in the middle of where the Mitchell Bank is, right in the middle of the street was a well.
Really?
Yes, you could get drink and what else was there? I was trying to, and they did have 2 stoplights in Mitchell.
Did they really?
Sure.
It was a big city then.
Yeah, they did.
I guess I'm still amazed that stars would come through Mitchell because there are bigger towns around, like Indianapolis, I'm sure was there, and Louisville, and
Yeah, well, a lot of them come from Louisville up there.
they would, oh, okay, okay.
That's where Clayton McMixon and them guys was.
Okay.
Pee Wee King was there.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh. I mean,
When-
these are biggies.
when you went into town, you had clothes on too.
Dad went one
I
night
went up there one Sunday.
in his undershirt.
There was nobody hardly on the street, and I had on just an undershirt. No outside shirt, just an undershirt.
Mhm.
And police caught me about 3 doors in
Damn.
on Main Street
Oh, really?
and stopped me, said, "You go home and get you some clothes on. If I catch you up here like that again, I'll take you to jail."
Now, can you imagine
So
that?
you're saying the values were a lot different then?
You bet
That's
you.
right, they
So
sure
I
were.
did about face and went, got me a shirt on.
Oh my goodness. What
But
other
they-
kind of
different.
clothing rules did they have? I mean, shorts? Did the girls wear shorts?
There wasn't
Oh.
no, there wasn't no such thing as shorts then.
Oh, there wasn't really?
No.
And you never did see a woman in a pair of jeans. They call them jeans. A pair of pants, and they wore dresses. The girls' dresses come down to here.
Uh-huh.
I've got pictures of me with them. It looked plumb funny.
When we was growing up, you could see somebody going down the street, you say, where he is, who he is, where he come from. Now then, hell, you have to give them an examination to find out who's who.
If it's a he or a she.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Yeah, I know. Well, speaking of the values, what about rules? Did your parents have rules back then?
Oh, brother,
Hey,
you better not even open your mouth. Even look no. You didn't say it. You just didn't look no.
Mhm.
And you know what? How we entertained ourselves. I don't know about Poppy because I wasn't going with him then. But the kids, everybody had, their parents would tell them, you bring the kids to home. And I've sat in our kitchen, and we didn't have nothing, nobody did. That was back during the Depression. And everybody'd bring their instruments in, and we'd sit one night in one person's house and play and sing, and somebody else's the next night. The parents was tickled to death to see us there, where
Right.
they could watch us,
Right.
take care of it. And that's something you don't see now. They laugh at you if they see you with even a singing almost anymore.
That's sad, isn't it?
Yes,
That
it
is
is.
sad, what
Yes,
was
it
lost.
is.
How did you entertain? How did your family entertain? Occupy yourselves.
well, that's what we did.
Music too,
Oh,
or?
Everybody did.
Yeah.
So were more families musical then at that time?
Well,
just
they
about
did,
every
there
family?
wasn't any place, there's nothing for them to do, I'm trying to say. So they invented it and they brought it home. My goodness, we sat on our steps and went down to the road a lot. He sat there with me and we sang, haven't we?
Yeah.
You entertained yourself. You didn't go out here and get in trouble. But stayed at home where you belonged. That's what I'm trying to say.
So basically, is that what you did for dates?
Yeah.
Is that's?
Hey,
Don't tell. He's going to tell you one good
Whoops.
one.
I see the hand up. Okay. Solon.
next. When we was going together and when we got married, I worked for a dime an hour, 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, and paid a dime a day at ride bill. Brought $5.40 a week home for 60 hours work, see? You could go, it was Robertine Lindsay had a restaurant uptown, up Mitchell. You go up there and buy 6 Coney Islands for a quarter.
You couldn't
That's
afford-
what we do, that's
Yeah.
once a week,
Yeah.
once a week.
Yeah. It
And
was
we
your
couldn't
treat.
afford to buy a Coke.
No, oh no, didn't have another nickel for a Coke.
Right. Right.
And you ate your sandwich and went on. You know.
This is good for the kids to hear that can't afford new furniture or new whatever that they're wanting to start out with,
Yeah,
and they feel bad that they can't buy a 60-cent Coke or a $1 Coke now.
yeah, yeah.
I know. I've been there where I couldn't buy one either.
I got her a big old packet, or a crate.
Then a
I don't know what it
refrigerator
in.
come in.
What did?
A refrigerator. I didn't have the refrigerator.
Wasn't no refrigerators then, might have been an ice box or something.
Well, they didn't have
But-
it.
Anyway, that's what she had for a cabinet.
For a cabinet.
Yeah, it had shelves in it with a curtain over the front.
Is the Childers family pretty creative? I mean, I'm hearing you say that, and that sounds like something I would
Yes.
do. That sounds like something I would do to create, because I love to create.
Oh, yeah.
Are we a creative family?
Sure.
Yes.
Yes,
I think
my
we-
dad did. He
Because I know Dad
made-
is, obviously.
Do you know
Yes.
that he's invented things for Lehigh that they're still using them? He's been retired since '82. I went out there to get some insurance papers, and that man come up the hallway, and he said, "Miss Childers," said, "all day long, all I've heard is Childers' doors. We want some Childers' doors." And he invented a lot of things out there at Lehigh.
I'll bet they're
He's
in
very
Germany.
creative.
I'll bet they're in Germany in their plants.
I
Yeah.
bet they're everywhere.
It's so simple. That's the reason I did it. It's
Well,
so simple.
no, but see, the thing of it is, you are creative. It
That's
sounds
right.
like we have a lot of creativity in that family.
Yeah.
Because
Uh-huh.
Dad does the same thing. You know, he's done that at Carpenter's. He's invented
Sure.
that. Or every place he's worked, he's invented things.
Sure.
I've done that on jobs too, and I'm starting to think, okay.
Oh, before we quit, I've got one thing to tell on Paul.
Oh, let's hear it. Speak out.
We went out, we always go out there, and we didn't go too many places because we didn't smoke or anything like
Mhm.
that. We went out there one night, and Paul was going to go play music. I hope I'm getting this really good on tape. He's got ready to go, and he said, "I'll see you kids probably tomorrow night or next time you come on out."
Now, how old was he? What are we talking? When are we talking?
You kids are little.
Oh, okay.
He went down the walk and out. He started getting his car, and he just looked so silly. He turned around, went back to the house, and got his guitar. He was going to play music, but he left it on.
Oops, Dad, there we go again.
Almost forgot his excuse.
I
didn't
never laughed so hard in my life. I said he almost forgot his excuse. Oh, shoot! But we've had a good life. Now we're not telling you this just griping. We've had a good life. We didn't have everything that was
Didn't
awful,
expect it.
but
right.
we were happy.
Nobody else had it. You didn't expect anything.
We
See,
did.
I'm hearing the same thing with Poodle. I talked to her yesterday, and the bottom line of it is, money doesn't buy happiness.
That's
Right.
right.
You know,
It was.
it's
right.
it's what you can do with your mind and yourself, what you can
That's
create to
right.
do yourself. It's not what you can buy to do.
Connie, when we moved out here, this house hadn't anybody lived there for 2 years, had they?
Yeah.
And had that pond down there and everything. We didn't have a lawnmower, just a push mower, and that's all. And we went through this place with a hoe, a rake, and that push mower. We cleaned. You couldn't see this house from down there at the gate.
Oh my.
The saplings had grown up and everything on. And me and Dad and the kids cleaned this with a hoe and a rake and a push mower, didn't we? That's a God's truth. And they come out here later and seen it, and they wanted to buy it. Because we cleaned it, looked like a different place.
Oh,
Well, sure.
offered us $1,000 for our bargain, see?
Uh-huh.
After he seen the house.
Yeah, right.
And I told him, no, it wasn't for sale. I said,
But-
we just bought it, it's not for sale. And he went to the realtor that we got it from, and the realtor had to call the police after him. He was raring,
He
so,
wanted it.
and it had been for sale for 2 years before we got
Nobody
it.
Did you know the person?
No.
He didn't.
But the realtor told me this.
But this isn't on the way anyplace. How come him to even come and see it?
I don't know.
He just found out you were working here, probably.
I guess.
But now, what we're trying to get through to you, money's not everything.
No.
On top, the very top list is love.
All what
And
money
don't
is-
ever forget to tell your family that you love them. I get mad at Dad, don't let the sun go down on your
Wrath.
wrath either. To tell them you're sorry and you love them before they go to bed. Don't know. I'll never forget, I told a lady that at church. I went to this little girl's wedding, and I didn't know that him and her, this little boy's mom and dad was separated, divorced. And when I went up through there, of course, he was related to me, so he knew me, and I said, now, I just got through telling Terry and Jennifer not to let the sun go down on their quarrel. Be sure to tell them I'm sorry before they go to bed. That woman looked at me as funny, and Eddie started laughing. I said, that goes for other people too, that don't only go for the new one. She said, we've been divorced for 2 years. I said, then you forgot to tell him, didn't you? You loved him. She said, yes, I did. And I was in church preaching. But that's the truth. Don't never let the sun go down on your core.
That's good advice for a good
Don't you
marriage.
forget it either, right? I'm telling you too. You know, sometimes that's the hardest thing in the world to say I'm sorry.
We have to humble ourselves to do it sometimes.
But when you say it, it's so easy. When you started, it just rolls out.
Especially if you can make a habit of it. Hopefully you don't need to make a habit of it, but
Well, let's see now. I don't think we've told you anything about your family, did we?
No, you blown it all.
that's all right. We have 6 hours worth of tape here.
Have you?
I was just wondering what your family expected of you. Did they expect you to help around the house, or were you on your own to go run the streets, or were you?
Oh, no.
now
I mean,
you're
you know
kidding,
how
ain't
it
you?
is.
Now you're kidding.
You had jobs you did. My mom told me before she passed away, she said, they've been morning after morning that I've cried at the door. Said you'd holler and give me my lunch, Mom, here's the school bus. And she said you'd run out the door, but you'd have where you'd sweep the floor out by the doorway. Said I'd have to go ahead and sweep it out. She said I cried a lot of times. We all had jobs. He did too.
Even Solon?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Everything, anything that my mom or dad told me, I didn't ask no questions. You just do it.
That's right.
Let me ask you, did you think your parents were hard people back then for having
no.
rules?
Everybody was that way. Everybody. You
Everybody's
didn't see no smart aleck
child-minded.
kids out here smarting around.
They're trying to kill somebody.
No.
The truth.
Poodle was telling me how right before she moved that they had, Winky had a strawberry patch and kids on their four-wheelers would just for meanness run right through it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they did things like that. I know I've heard stories about turning over outhouses for jokes.
Yeah.
That could be pretty traumatic for a person in there.
We
Oh,
did.
yeah.
We
You
did
didn't do that
Yes, we did.
You did?
We turned them over, yes.
You know what
Oh,
else he
so-
done?
On Halloween.
He
on
took-
Halloween.
You know what else he done?
Uh-uh.
He took my grandpa's wheels off in his wagon and put them in a pond of water and he couldn't
Solon!
Not by
for
myself.
Halloween.
Not by yourself. Who helped you?
Oh.
Did Dad ever do things like that?
I don't know.
I don't know either,
don't know.
to be truthful.
I don't know if he did or not. He'll never own up to
I
it.
know it. That's why I need to ask you. Oh my goodness. Well, I don't suppose you expected an allowance for everything you were doing either.
Oh Lord, we didn't know what allowance was.
What about beds? What kind of beds did you have?
We had
growing up?
straw ticks like everybody else.
The best in the world.
Straw ticks?
Yeah.
A big.
You never heard
material.
of a mattress.
Like a mattress you'd have now.
Uh-huh.
Only the thing was split down the center. And it was filled with straw.
Tell her what kind.
Wheat straw.
Yeah,
Wheat
you didn't
straw?
put oat
Yeah.
straw in there.
Oat straw, the little barbs, they'd stay in there and they'd get to you.
Oh,
So oat straw, you used oat straw.
Yep.
Boy,
wheat straw.
or wheat straw.
Yeah.
In the spring, we'd all get together, we'd take these out in the garden and dump them things out and burn the straw. I'd go to the town, order a new bale of straw. Oh, you talk about smelling good and sleeping good.
Oh, really?
Oh, my.
See this thing?
Was it fluffy?
Yeah.
Oh, my. Oh, they're the best.
Really?
They're the best.
Better than a mattress?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why did we change then?
You
Well,
got to
you're
go modern.
modern.
Oh,
Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness.
did you have TVs back then? I mean, talking about modern.
Oh,
No.
no.
VCRs and all this stuff.
Oh.
When Dad went to service,
Computers.
he brought us a little teeny radio, me and Ken. It's about that big, about that tall, about that wide. And that's what we entertained ourselves with. It's that little teeny radio.
When I was home, my dad bought a radio
Silvertone.
in parts from Sears and Roebuck, and they sent it to him. On Saturday, he took it out to Lehigh. He worked in the machine shop. He took it out to Lehigh. Some of the fellows in there come out there. They didn't work on Saturday in there, and they put this radio together. He brought that thing home, and one of the electricians out there, they called him Horny Toad. Huh, but he's a good electrician. They came home, and he went over a block away, climbed a big oak tree, and put a antenna, a copper wire up there, fastened up in the top of that tree, and strung it over to our house a block away.
Mm-hmm.
They had 3 dials on this radio and a speaker that sat up on top. Big. You had to regulate 3 dials exactly
Oh
on this
my.
station, see, to get it. Then you had headphones, 2
Oh my
sets of
goodness.
headphones. That's how you listen to radio.
2 sets, one for each person then?
One for
Only
two
2 could listen at a time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody go out and slam a door or something. Oh, you talk about getting it.
Oh my gosh.
Trying to hear that
Oh
little thing.
my! Well, that was worse than shooting a shotgun.
Oh no. Now those are things I haven't heard.
Oh my!
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, boy, that was
Tell
radio.
Connie this one before you hang up about the Ku Klux Klans and the cross.
Yeah, the Ku Klux Klan.
Now this is right before we lived.
My dad belonged
Fred.
to the Klan, and the fellow right across the street from us did. Buffalo Smith. On up the
But
street.
nobody knew it. till
On
that
up the
was
street from
gone.
him, there was some people that lived on the
South
south side of the road. There was a big house on the north side of the road. They got to arguing.
Lose my dress.
Oh.
And it's going on the picture, heaven help me.
They got to arguing and they got going pretty heavy.
Uh-huh.
Well, nobody said anything to them. But one night after one of these big arguments, they went to bed. Boom! The damnedest sound. The next morning, there was wood everywhere. They had set a cross out there and burned it and blowed it up with dynamite in front of them people's houses in the road. Then the next morning, the biggest piece of that cross that was left was over on this yard, on this bank. The next morning, it'd be over on this bank. They wore that damn thing out and carrying it back and forth. But nobody ever argued with it.
Oh my
They didn't
gosh.
argue about it.
Oh my.
But they swore that them people they'd talked, they swore that my dad was in on. He wasn't in on that one. You talk about secret. That was secret, people.
Were these people colored people?
No.
No.
Why were they
One
doing
was my great uncle.
No wonder he said he wasn't in on it.
Oh, they
I wasn't gonna
they
admit
just
it.
get mad and go to, like people will.
Oh my.
They didn't want to fight, but they wanted all.
But they'll blow you up.
They
That's
just
all.
hollered back and forth across one another, just quarrel and carry
Oh
on.
my goodness.
And shoot, you could hear them for a block.
Yeah, probably all the neighbors knew the problems, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well, you tell me that you're a musical family, and I know you both are. And your family, your heritage is what? Do you have a favorite song or a favorite type of music, or
Oh yeah, I'm country.
were you country when you were young?
Oh yeah,
Oh, everybody was.
everybody was.
Were they?
They never heard any of this boom, 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 and all that. They never heard that then. That's just country.
But I graduated from that. I went to big band. That's the best music.
That's what I like too.
The
Yeah.
best music in the world.
Yeah. Did any of the big bands ever come around here, or did you ever get to go see any or hear any?
Just when I went to service.
They came and entertained, or?
Yeah, but not me. But I seen them
Mm-hmm.
when they would be in the theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Down in Florida.
Hmm.
They'd come to that theater. I'd see them down there
You said you cooked in the service
after the war was over.
after the war.
I was on KP, and of course the cooks, they stayed back. They didn't get hurt.
Right.
You went by points, and they accumulated most points.
Now wait a minute, he fought because he's got the stars.
And they
the show.
sent them home.
Mm-hmm.
But after the war, I was on KP, washing dishes, and this officer came out. Well, I'd been around, Hell, I wasn't no little baby. He came around and he said, "Hey, soldier," he said, "how much KP have you ever pulled in the Army?" Well, I said about half of the time when I was in the States. Of course, I hadn't pulled a day. But I knew what KP was, and I knew how to cook. He said, "Would you want to cook?" I said, "Yep." Went right in the kitchen, started cooking. Them boys come home. When I came back to the States, I went down to Kentucky, no, I went to Mississippi, and
Chaplain.
transferred just a little bit. There went to Arkansas, and I went in the kitchen out there. Oh, old general and his wife and their grandkid, they ate breakfast there every day.
Oh.
That old general come to the window. The first day I was in that kitchen, he came to that window and he said, "Who's the cook?" He said, "You can never make my coffee too strong." Well, I said, "Okay, I'll make you some strong coffee."
That was probably a challenge to you, wasn't it?
Yeah. The coffee that I served everybody else was made in a big boiler.
Right.
We had a quarry maker that the thing would
Drip.
drip back and forth. You'd take this, pour it in here, and it'd drip back through the solid coffee. I'd fill that thing full, and I'd take the coffee that I'd made the rest of the people drink, and I'd run that back and forth through there. It looked like mud. That old gentleman drank that cup of coffee, and they ordered more.
Oh my.
I said, "Any more?" I don't know how many cups he drank. When they started out, he came to that window and he said, "The best coffee I ever tasted. That's the best coffee I ever tasted." So I made sure he had that coffee every day I was on cooking.
Yeah, I was one. When Paul come home from Hawaii, he brought those songs with him. He sang them all the time down there. Did you know it?
What kind of songs?
The Hawaiian music.
Oh, okay. You mean he had memorized them and just
Yeah.
brought
Mhm.
just
Yeah,
okay.
he sang them.
And he'd sing them. And that just tickled time on me because I just love that music.
Uh-huh.
And I just want to tell you, your dad did bring from there.
The old general's wife came to the window. They ordered hotcakes. Where you going? She came to the window and she said, "Who ate the hotcakes?" I said, "I did." "Oh," I said, "them's the best I ever ate." Said, "Can I have them every morning?" I said, "Sure can." "You only cook from noon till noon."
From noon to noon.
From noon
Oh.
until noon the
Today
next
and-
day. So I'd make hotcake batter for the cook on the next shift so he could feed them hotcakes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got along fine. I got along fine.
You knew how to play the games, right?
Yeah, every other Wednesday, I'd come home and be down there to take over my shift on Monday morning.
First time he ever out-talked me.
Do what?
What are you smarting off about?
I'm just talking about
Oh.
Yeah, I did that at home. I learned her. She makes them now.
No, we're not. I said, it's the first time you ever out-talked me.
Hell, I'm not out talk to you yet.
I can't get a word in edgeways.
What do you want to say, Edith?
Yeah, get you a hammer.
I forgot. That's what my brother said. He said, "I never heard such windy." I had 3 sisters. One got killed in a car wreck. We still got 2 of them. There's 3 of them. He said, "I never seen anything like it in my life." He said, "Take a hammer to drive a word in edgeways between them guys." Go ahead, Dad.
I'm done.
Oh, shoot. Well, now, we never told her any of the people, your uncles and their names. Have you got them all?
Well, it would be
They
good to
wouldn't
hear
know
them
me.
again. Well, you might be surprised. Ray's done a lot of research here. He likes confirmation on his research. Just start with giving me your brothers and sisters.
Go ahead, your brothers and sisters.
Your dad was Fred. Your mother was?
Margaret Ann Pruitt.
Everybody called her Maggie.
Okay.
Then I had a brother and sister die. That was it. I never knew them. Dorothy and Carl.
As infants, or
Pardon?
were they infants?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Hope and Poodle and Deanie and Alberta and Odell and Flip and me.
Now, how do you remember Poodle as getting her name?
Was there ever, forever. Was there always.
Well, I guess I had the wrong impression. I always just assumed it's because she maybe had poodle hairdos or something, you know, the poodle perms.
Little, I guess she never was very big.
She
I
said
don't know.
Hobart couldn't pronounce poodle, and that's the best that he could do.
I
And
don't
it's
know.
stuck. Huh?
He couldn't pronounce Paul.
Right. He couldn't pronounce Pauline.
Yeah.
So poodle's how it came out, and she said that's how she got her name.
I never knew.
Her nickname.
I never knew. Just ever since I can remember, it's been Poodle.
Yeah.
And Deanie.
Well, now that's Al Geraldine, so that's
Yeah.
that's more normal.
And I'm gonna tell you something that's strange.
Now, what was
Every one of-
Goat's name?
Huh?
Goat. Where'd he get his name?
I don't,
Albert,
it's
Albert White.
the first day I met him.
It
It
was
was
Goat.
the best person that I ever met in my
I
life.
forgot what I was gonna tell
Really?
you.
He was
Sorry.
the best person I ever met in my life.
What was I gonna say?
Hmm?
What was you talking about when I tried, you flew in on me? You beat me to draw.
Hell, I don't
We're
know.
talking about his
Every
brothers
one
and
of
sisters.
those children, these kids, was called by their middle name.
Oh, really?
Not their first name. It's William Hobart,
Okay.
Arthur Odell,
Okay.
Harley Raymond. He was always called Raymond. Harley Raymond.
Flip.
That's Flip, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And Arthur Odell,
Ida Pauline.
Ida Pauline,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Augustus Geraldine,
I don't think I knew that.
and Desi Alberta. That's got it. Right. That was living. The
Well, that's
minor was
interesting.
called by the middle name.
And me.
Yeah, Harold Solon.
Uh huh.
I forgot him. Heaven help, I didn't want to.
Better say you're sorry before the sun goes down.
But I thought maybe that's
That's interesting.
peculiar,
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I
Hey.
remembered.
I've got a great grandchild.
This is something too.
Hey, yeah. 7. I mean, this year.
Mm-hmm.
Be 7. I've got one 17, one 27, and a grandchild 37, one 47. Karen's 47, and the boy's 57, and he's 77.
Oh, really?
All 7.
Hello? Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Just say.
Jean, Paul, I hope you have 50 more years that you'll be happy together.
Good luck, fellers.
And good luck to you. You'll never catch me.